Hello, welcome to a new episode of Digging Deep and Okie 811 podcast. I'm your host, Luis. And today we have a special guest, Nathan Manzano, Operation Team Leader at Southern Star. Nathan, thank you for being here with us today. We're really happy to have a great conversation. First, before we get started, how was your week so far?
It's been good. The weather's been nice, so that makes life a lot easier. In this industry, we got to work whether it's raining, snowing, icy. No matter the condition. So when we get some fair weather like this, we definitely appreciate it.
So last weekend, you guys were
bunkered down. Yeah, we had guys on station, locked down at the station, making sure everything was running correctly. And it makes kind of a stressful situation. But
yeah, because you don't know what to expect.
Yeah, but we're pros. We know what we're doing, so we do a great job. These guys down here, my crew down here in Edmond, they kill it. So
cool. Before we actually start with the topic, you have a team for the Super Bowl?
Oh man!
You don't care who wins?
I really don't care who wins. I'd like to see Seattle win just because they lost the last. Yeah, they lost the last one on the 1 yard line when they shouldn't have. So. They should have ran the ball, so they deserve to lose that game.
With Lynch?
Yeah, with Marshawn. So I'd like to see them get it. And then,
well, we'll see. It seems like it's going to be a great Super Bowl. I think Seattle's our favorite, but everything comes down to the field. So
yeah, they're good. So we'll see.
All right, Nathan. Let's start with this interview. I want to know about you, what you do at Southern Star, and how everything started in your career and your experience at Southern Star.
Okay, so I've been with Southern Star for, what are we going on? It's almost 7 years now. Let me see. Yeah.
There's been a couple of World Cups and Super Bowls.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I started in 19, so July 1st of 19 was my hire date, and here we are going into 26. So it's flown by. Honestly, that's why I don't even know what year I'm on right now, just because it's gone by so fast. I started off as an operator out in the Hugoton area, Southwest Kansas. Moved over here in October of 2021. Okay. So kind of during the COVID phase and stuff. Okay. That's when I transitioned over here.
Starting COVID or fading COVID?
I was fading COVID. I think is whenever I got here. So. Okay. It's been good. Yeah, I'm the operations team lead here in the Edmond district. My role is to make sure my team has everything they need to do their job successfully. And what I mean by successful is they can take care of any problem that we have. If we run into anything, and go home. At the end of the day, that's what we want. We want to go home better than we showed up to work. Sometimes make sure we have everything, our fingers, our toes, our arms, everything. We just want to make sure we're safe. We focus on safety at Southern Star. It's one of our pride and joys. It's what we focus on. So just want to make sure that my guys have everything they need to be successful. To handle any situation that gets thrown at us. So.
And that's pretty much our message too, right? When we do those 811 presentations and talk about why contacting 811 is so important, is because we don't want people to hit a gas line or electrical line and then they don't make it home. Right. At the end of the day, and this is kind of my message that I always try to give to people. It's like, hey, pipes can get fixed, right? Yeah. Those can get fixed eventually. Yeah, it will cost money, and that's not the case that everybody wants. But at the end of the day, we don't want someone to lose their lives because they didn't follow a simple step like contacting 811 or protecting torrent zone or reporting damages to a gas line.
100%.
So it's create that conscience and that behavior that, it kind of creates that domino effect in a positive way that, hey, everybody follows the same pattern. Hey, contact 811 and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I do follow your message as well. I understand it. It's very important that at the end of the day, you want people make it safe at home.
100%. Yeah, you can replace materials, you can replace pipe, but you can't replace life.
Yeah.
That's our number one goal, is make
Unless you have a scientist that is like trying to do like a Frankenstein on someone, and
we're there yet.
What brings your passion to this? To what you do every day? Did you have somebody that it was your mentor? Like you saw, what brought you to this industry? And like, hey, you know what? I want to be in this role to prevent damages, to protect underground assets, and especially with gas. How Nathan came into this to this world of gas and pipelines?
Okay, so like I said, I grew up in Ulysses, Kansas, a little place there, southwest corner of the state of Kansas. There, not a whole lot out there. It's pretty plain, Jane. You either went into agriculture, farming, or oil and gas. Okay. And my dad would probably be my one guy that I go to that you talk about. It'd probably be my dad.
Your dad?
Yeah, he was started off in agriculture. I think he was kind of a farmer's hand when I was really little. I think when I was born, that's who he was working for, a farmer. And then he got on with the natural gas company there. We had a couple there, but he got on with one there, a pretty major one, and started off as an operator, like we do here. I mean, at a compressor station. So started off there. There was a project. If I remember the story right, what he told me was there was a project going on, and he pretty much stopped work. Before stop work authority was even a thing in the field, he stopped the work and told somebody, hey, this doesn't look safe. This doesn't look right. Hey, can we do something about this?
Had a feeling,
yeah. So they stopped, reevaluated the whole thing. Turned out he was right. Could have been something.
Disaster.
Could have been a disaster, and kind of took off from there. It turned into a snowball effect. So they were looking. Safety was kind of a new thing. They were kind of working on a new direction towards safety, and offered him a role for a coordinator. I think it was a tech, an entry-level tech for the safety department. And from there, he took it serious. Shared the passion with us at home. So, I mean, growing up,
is it in your DNA?
It's in my DNA. Yeah, it's hardwired into my DNA now because it's just. I mean, safety glasses, gloves, steel-toe boots. I mean, I had all that stuff as a kid. I was mowing the grass and stuff. I see other kids out mowing in shorts and, and no, I wasn't allowed to do that. So I'd say, he gave me the passion. I mean, and we're talking about 811. I remember some videos, and some, I think it was elementary school. We had some people come and talk to us. I was just a kid. I don't remember too well, but I remember, getting some coloring pages for 811. We had some people come and talk to us. So that kind of fed into the whole thing. And then my dad talked about it all the time, and he exercised all the same things. We put a fence up, call 811, so it was kind of just something I grew up with and around for most of my life, and I seen what it brought to the family, how we came up. It was a good living for us, I just wanted to. I said, it's the right move. Yeah, it's the right move. So it's been great. I've been in this industry now. Oh, man, I started
a while.
Yeah, I don't want to age myself too much. But I think I'm going on 16, 17 years.
Was Southern Star?
No. Southern Star started in 19, but I started off out as a rustabout, working on pipelines, working on, they had us doing everything from contracted us out to work on workover rigs. So I did workover work.
So you've seen it all.
I don't know that I've seen it all,
but you've learned a lot.
I've learned a lot. Yeah, I've been a part of a lot from just about every aspect of it. I've done a little bit of drilling. I've been a part of some drilling. I was a lease operator for another company for a little while. So got a little bit of a little taste of that, what it is to be on the operations side or on the upstream side. So now we're on the midstream side. Now I work for Southern Star, one of the leading transporters of gas in Mid-America. So.
How many states Southern Star have gas lines crossing through states and stuff?
So we cover 7 states. We got Oklahoma, of course, Texas, Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, Colorado, and Wyoming.
Oh wow!
We have about 5,800 miles of pipe that runs through America.
So it's just even like the pipes from, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not too familiar with how the whole gas line works, but it's from Kansas. It goes all the way to from Oklahoma all the way through Kansas.
All the way through Kansas. Yeah. So we got different receipt points where we take gas on and transport it.
Oh wow!
Blackwell, Oklahoma is probably one of the big areas that all the gas kind of gathers. Heston, Kansas is another area where all the gas kind of gathers from the west and the north. So, and then we kind of ship up to the markets. Okay. But yeah, of that 5,800, we have about 1,200 roughly about 1,200 miles of pipe here just in the state of Oklahoma. So
Wow.
got a pretty good
That's
chunk.
impressive. So how does it work? Oh, how does your day to day? When you get up first thing in the morning, you get all ready, boom, 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 get your coffee for sure. What's your, first thing that you do with your team and making sure that everything's going,
So
well?
we usually start off in the morning with a little meeting, we get around the break room there, we'll talk, get an update of what's going on. Usually my guys are pretty good at keeping me up to date as things are happening. So it's not really any surprise when I show up in the morning. I already know what
Has to be a constant communication.
Yeah, there's constant communication. That's something we have text groups, email chains. We talk constantly, so just to make sure everybody's aware, everybody's on the same page, so nobody's surprised about anything. We talk about locates that have been in the area, if anybody's found anything that's
weird or normal.
Yeah, so we talk about stuff in the morning, get like a debriefing. It's kind of what we do of kind of what's going on. And then
and just constant reportings that you get.
Just constant reportings. Yeah, I got stuff I got to work on as far as paperwork, computer work. I'll try to go out with the field with the guys, see what they need, but usually they're communicating with me, hey, Nate, I need this, or I need this. So, or I found this, and, how we want to handle it. So, I guess
so it keeps you pretty busy.
Yeah, it keeps me busy. Yeah, it's good though. I do what I can to support my guys, make sure they're well taken care of.
One question that I have, and we kind of touched it a little bit before we started the podcast. My job is to, educate people about 811, the process, and calling in and putting their tickets and reporting damages and doing the right thing, right, when it comes to excavating, right, with safety and preventing damage. When they see gas, it always, they have to really, be cautious, right? When they see the yellow flag. When they see stuff like this, people sometimes may get confused or have misconceptions. Why do you think that is? And can you explain to us, what does this mean when we see this out there on this? Because this could be anywhere, right? This could be on not only like on a big field. It could be.
Oh yeah. We got these in people's yards. Yeah. We go down Midwest City. You got these in people's front yards. We got our pancakes. So what these are is this is an identifier. This is a line marker to identify our line, where our line is. Our line is in the vicinity. Where you see one, you should see many. You'll see a line. That's our line of sight that we carry. So it kind of identifies that the pipe travels through here. It's got our information. It's got our 800 number. It identifies what it is. It's natural gas. Here it notifies, hey, before excavating or an emergency call, here's our 800 number. We have our 811 up here to notify that you need a call. Right here on this sticker, it even says, before digging, call 811.
Call us.
Call 811, put a ticket in, before you even strike the shovel in the ground. So it's just an identifier to let people know that there is a natural gas pipeline, whose it is, that's running through the facility. Like I said, you see one, you should see many. Line of sight, you'll see the next one. It kind of gives you an idea, general idea of where the line is going.
But you can't assume that is like straight or usually.
We try our best to keep it straight. We go and we'll locate the line and we'll right on top. We try to identify it right on top of the line. So it gives you an idea, but
you can never assume.
Don't
it
assume
could be lines that are crossing each other, right?
Yes, there could be different lines out there that aren't marked, possibly that aren't identified, that people don't have line markers. So the other thing is you won't know how deep it is. I mean,
that's another misconception that people think
is you would think, oh, it's a gas line, it's got to be 30 feet deep. No, it could be 4 foot. It could be 2 foot. It could be. It just depends if there was erosion in the area. It could be even 18 inches. So the misconception would be you thinking it's a gas line. It's going to be deep underground. I'm not going to hit it. That's false. I mean, you don't know how deep it is. And then the other thing is the width.
The width. Yeah.
You don't know if it's a 4-inch line, 6-inch line. It could be a 36-inch line. You don't know because it's not on here. We don't have it identified. But that and any line that's crossing a junction, there could be electrical running there. There could be, sewers. I mean, we run right through Midwest City, so it could be a number of things that could be there. So just because you see this just identifies
just to let you know, hey, there's gas.
There's something here. Yeah. So if you're going to be doing anything digging within our right of way or anything at all, which typically our right of ways are anywhere from 33 feet on each side of the line. It's kind of the general rule. Yeah. But it identifies who it is, who's there. Kind of like your first. I mean, it says warning, so
it's a big sign.
Yeah, it's a big sign.
You can't miss it.
Yeah, you should.
Although you're Mr. Magoo, and you're like you can't see anything, but But one thing, and when we're like on our presentations, people ask why we never get the depth, and the reason is because the ground changes. It changes the depth over time,
Right.
And even if they get the depth information, that's not 100%. It won't be accurate 100%, right? Because I mean, the more you go, the deeper you go, the more chances that you can hit it if you can't locate it.
Right. So that's why it's important to call us. Let us know. We have all kinds of tools that can help us out. We have dig sheets for most of the stuff that we have. Kind of gives us an idea that it could be 20, 30 foot deep, could be 4 foot deep. Our locators that we have are pretty advanced. We can kind of use that.
It'd be close.
It'd be close, but it's not 100%. We don't go off of that 100%. So we got different factors that we verify before we say,
still use soft digging until you can actually find it and be able to protect it and
correct.
Visualize it.
We got to be safe about it. We don't want something that...
I respect Lauren's zone for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
What's another misconception? I know one time the first time we met, people don't know that when they're using hydrovacs, which is considered kind of a safe method before you actually can start using heavy equipment to expose the line, they can remove the protection layer. That's considered a damage.
Damage, yeah, 100%.
And they need to report it, correct?
Yes, 100%. So, like you said, hydrovacing is probably one of the safer ways to expose our line, and that's something we ask. If you're going to cross us, where you're going to cross us, expose us. Make sure we can see our pipe. They can see where they're going. If they're going below, usually they're going either above or below us if they're crossing us. So, it's important to identify where we're at. But yeah, the coating. So our line is cathodically charged. We run a DC current through the pipe, which people probably don't know about either. So pipe, when it comes out of the factory, it's charged. To make pipe,
with electric charge
to make the pipe. Yeah, that's how you make pipe. So the minute that it's out of the factory,
is that new technology or just
it's kind of been around for a while. I couldn't tell you how long it's been around, but it's charged when they make the pipe. So it's like any other raw material. It's trying to go back to its natural state. It's trying to go back to the iron sulfate that it was, or iron, pretty much rust. It tries to turn back into the dust that it was made out of. So we run a DC current through the pipe to prevent that from returning back to its original state, to keep it solid, keep it solidified. And the coating keeps all that intact. If they remove the coating, whether it just just a pinhole, it's something small, well, now that area is going to be the area where the current's trying to leave. It's trying to, the charge that the pipe has initially is trying to leave. So you start getting corrosion, you start getting rust, and then over time, possibly have a leak. So it's important for us to know that that's there if you take the coating off the pipe, so we can go back and recoat the pipe and prevent any kind of future failures at all.
And there's no way you guys can tell unless you guys are doing maintenance, right?
Right.
If they don't report it, there's no way you guys can find out.
It'd be tough to find out. We do run some tools through the line to identify, deformities or, kind of.
Like a digital, like a way to get a report if something.
It'll pick anomalies or something.
Anomaly
it'll detect anomalies, and then we get out there and we check it out after that. But at that point, the damage is already done. We're either replacing it or doing something to remediate it at that point that probably could have been prevented if we would have been notified at the beginning of the situation. So,
and that's something that I tell in the classes when we talk about excavating. If you cause a damage by an accident, right? People sometimes
it happens.
Make mistakes, right? It's like you always have to think the next person is going to do a job that works out sometime in the future, because what if you don't report that damage and then the next person goes and then barely touches it and then boom,
something happens
and something bad could happen to that next person, right? And then you want to also think about it's create like a community, right? Like, hey, let's everybody be well, how would I say it? Kind of smart about it and be considerate with one another. Hey, like always we're trying to protect everybody and make sure that the job is doing the right way and obviously following protocols and following the law. But again, what's another way that people can have like misunderstandings when it comes to gas underground lines? Anything that you can think of?
Just let's see, the pressure maybe.
The pressure, okay.
They might not understand that some lines. I mean, what you got in your house it turns into ounces.
Okay.
But what feeds those ounce meters are hundreds of pounds of pressure in the lines. So it just varies. In different parts of the state, different parts of the area. I can't just tell you, hey, this line here has this much pressure, and that's going to be the standard across the board. It just depends on where you're at. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can have anywhere from some places have, 2-inch lines could have maybe 20 pounds of pressure. You can have ounces on it. Like I said, stuff that goes in your house is regulated down to ounces.
Mm-hmm.
So, people might get the misconception that if they hit a line at their house, it's just a little bit of gas that's coming out. It's not going to do no harm, but it's all harmful. It could all lead to something. If a regulator fails, you could have 400 pounds up to, thousands of pounds coming. So it just depends on what's on the line. So, and people might think, hey, we're good. I can go around it, or I know where it's at. I see the markers. I know exactly where it's at, and I'm safe. I know my property. I know my area. I don't need to call nobody. I know where it's at. I'll be far away from it or something like that. But at the end of the day, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
811 is a free service. It's free to call.
There you go. Just like Facebook is free.
Yeah, it's free. Yeah. So why even put yourself at risk?
It's easy. You can either go online, contact OK1 online, or just call and talk to an agent. 48 hours you can have your area located and marked, and then you can start working.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that people probably think. They call 811 and then they're good to dig. They got to get.
No, you gotta wait. You gotta wait, and that's something that I've noticed. Patience is key in this industry. You have to be patient. I know there's deadlines, and you wanna beat those deadlines. You wanna get your job done on time, but just a little bit of patience.
A little bit of patience. Yeah. Usually contractors know. Hey, I got to get this done by a certain deadline or something like that. So just do your diligence. Call early. And get the locate in. It's good for 14 days. So put it in, and if the 14 days expire, you can put it in again and get an update ticket, and somebody else will come out and remark the line or be in contact with you. Something we do ask at Southern Star, though, if you're going to work anywhere in our right-of-way, is to contact us and have us on site. We'll be on site to help monitor, keep an eye on our things. Our pipe, if we notice something, we can, like, say the hydrovac situation. You hydrovac, and if our guy's there while you're hydrovacing, which they should be, right then and there, we can inspect it. Hey, all right, you knocked some coating off. Let me go grab some coating. I'll be right back. We'll cover it. We'll fix it right then and there. So it doesn't cost you anything to do something like that. Where the real cost is if you don't call.
You call.
And you hit it. Yeah. So it could be bad.
And that's, you check if you need, to have a watch and protect, right? And you post a response. That means that you'll have the representative's name and number and how to coordinate with that person right through that phone number, and make sure that you guys can meet at the work site. So that person can, in this case, one of the representatives from Southern Star will supervise the work in the meantime. And just make sure that you get a hold of that person and do the job the right way. Nathan, I know you speak Spanish, right? Yes. And one question, and this is a little more on how the industry has evolved. In terms of communication barriers, how, in your experience, have you seen that if the communication has gotten better with excavators that speak Spanish, and maybe the English is a little more limited, but near these regulated pipelines, have you seen like a better growth in terms of communications?
It has gotten a little bit better from what I can tell, but there's still an
barriers.
Issue. Yeah, there's still barriers. I'm fortunate enough that I can speak Spanish and that I can help educate while I'm speaking Spanish. I've had a couple incidents where one of my operators shows up on site, finds somebody digging. There was no ticket put in place. Talking to the excavator no entiende, don't know what's going on. He'll tell my operator. So my operators are fortunate enough they can call me. Hey, Nate, can you come translate? Nathan, can you come talk to the excavator, or can I put you on the phone and talk to him, and then I can educate them there and let them know. I know I had a situation where we found some guys trenching over the top of us. didn't know English at all. And when my operator was talking to them, they were so confused, didn't know what was going on. So, and I showed up and I explained it to them. They had no idea. They didn't know what 811 was. They didn't know they could call.
And that's when I come in, because when I started last year, I was already telling them, do you know what the yellow flag means?
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, this is gas. So make sure when you see this, take a pause.
Take a pause.
So that's where I step in. But I wanted to ask you if you've seen over the years, like a little bit of, better communications. I know, I know you and me, we're trying to do our best to also help that community to, get a better understanding of what this means and why it's so important to contact 811 or to not dig when it's not safe to dig. So.
Oh yeah, we got a great team. Our communications team is great. They actually this morning, I got a couple emails to approve some messages that were for 811 to convey our message to 811 that was translated from English to Spanish, just to make sure that the message was conveyed across. So I got to proofread what it was. So I did that this morning. So
closing that gap a little bit.
We're trying. We're working on it. Our team is working on it, trying to reach out to all aspects, all communities, to make sure everybody understands the message to call 811 before you dig.
That's awesome. Thank you. And one last question from your experience, anything that you have learned from probably an incident or something that have happened and then you're like, you know what, maybe we need to change this to make it better. It could be communication, but it's something that has taught you something over the years as a operator, team leader, or just in your past positions in this industry.
Okay, so I can talk about this, a personal experience for me and why 811 is important to me. Just to be clear, this is maybe 3-4 years before I started here at Southern Star. I was working for an irrigation company, we put up the irrigation sprinklers out for farmers.
Oh, wow, okay.
So those big sprinkler systems that you see out there, I was part of a crew. I was actually the leader of that crew to put those up. And one of the aspects was to put stops in the ground. We had to put these metal barriers.
Actually stop signs?
No, they're actually they're 10-inch posts.
Oh, okay.
And it's made for when the sprinkler comes, it'll hit the post and then automatically turn around. Okay. And it was on a half-mile section, so we had a half-mile sprinkler there, and I had to dig 4 holes. There's 2 posts or 2 barriers we're putting up. It was going to be 2 holes on the north side of the field, 2 holes on the south side of the field, and
simple.
Simple enough. I didn't understand the whole process of 811. I should have double checked, but I didn't understand the whole concept. I thought that we had crews that did that. I thought they were the ones that were going to do it. And then the situation changed where they didn't have anybody that was qualified to operate the machinery except for me. So we had a curveball. Oh. So a curveball got thrown at us. I hauled the skid steer out there with an auger, head out there. I didn't do my due diligence on checking if there was a ticket. I just went out there. We knew it was going to be simple. 4 holes. 4 10-inch holes, boom, we'll be done.
And you did the worst thing possible. Assume.
That's exactly right.
Never assume anything.
So I go to the north side of the field, drill 2 holes. They're 4 foot apart. Nothing. A 10-foot hole, or 10 foot wide by, I think they were 4 foot deep at the time. Nothing. No big deal. Boom. We move over, we eat lunch, go to the south side, and these holes were parallel. I mean, there's a straight line. So that was crazy. I hit the farthest south. I was going to hit the farthest south and then back up and do the next one. So I'm on the south side of the field. I drill my hole, go down, come back up, nothing. Exactly 4 foot in the straight line, come back, drill, boom. Hit a PVC gas line that had 120 pounds on it.
Open your eyes.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Excavation safety is not optional. It's essential. Join industry leaders, safety professionals, contractors, utilities, and public agencies at the 2026 Oklahoma Excavation Safety Expo. Taking place April 1st and 2nd, 2026, at the Metro Tech Spring Lake campus in Oklahoma City. This premier event is centered on one goal: excavation readiness. From expert-led sessions and hands-on workshops to real-world damage prevention strategies, you'll gain practical tools to protect crews, underground infrastructure, and communities. The expo also features a keynote from Garrison Wynn, a nationally recognized safety expert and best-selling author. Earn certifications. Explore new technology. Learn how preparation, communication, and accountability prevent costly incidents before they happen. This is where experience meets innovation and where Oklahoma's excavation safety community comes together. Be ready, lead safely. Register now for the 2026 Oklahoma Excavation Safety Expo.
So what else happened in that moment when you saw that everything just exploded?
Well, yeah, when like I saw it, I pushed the auger down, it pushed the auger out, then I could hear the gas for one, it was loud, I can see the gas coming up. Try not to panic, you're like, oh my God, it's kind of like a, oh crap moment. It's like shocking, you didn't know it was there, had no clue. And luckily, I thank God that nothing happened. Nothing caught fire. I was able to kill the machine. I was able to get
you were able to close it.
Yeah, I was able to shut the machine off. I was able to get out safely out of the way. Called 911. Called.
Good job.
Yeah,
Called
we called
911.
immediately. We got to safe. I made sure all my guys were good. I mean, they were already gone. They were on the other side of the road. So they're like, forget Nate. He's all by himself. So. Yeah.
I mean, in those situations, as most, even if you have an emergency plan and on hand and everything, as a human, first thing is just you want to get out of there.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't. It's just how your brain reacts. It's like, hey, get out of the way, danger.
Yeah,
Get out of danger.
100%. So yeah, I got out of there, got out of the way. I was actually able to locate a locator, a line like this, a line marker along to one of the gas companies that ran through there. I was able to get them on the phone, called their gas control, notified them that there was gas in the area. Called 811 right then and there.
Good job.
Yeah,
Good job. That's a step.
Yeah, I called them to let them know what was going on, and they asked me for my ticket number.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, ticket number. I was like, let me call you back. And then I called my boss and, hey, what was the ticket number for this?
There wasn't.
He's like, I didn't call no ticket in. He's like, that should have been done by the guy digging. I was like, well,
yeah.
So then I was like, all right, that's right. Let me call the dig crew operator, the one that was supposed to originally do it. And I called him, and he's like, no, once we found out we weren't doing it, we thought you were going to do it.
Ooh, okay.
And I was like, well, nobody told me nothing.
Passing the hot potato to
Yeah.
one another.
So at the end of the day, it was my fault, my responsibility. I was the one that was digging, so it was my responsibility to do it. I couldn't, as much as I wanted to push the blame to somebody, I couldn't. It was on me, 100%. I own it. I learned from it, though. It's important, I don't want anyone else to go through something like that.
Yeah, I mean, and like we said earlier, it's so just by not contacting 911, that can take you a couple minutes, not even 10 minutes.
No, yeah, it's quick, and that was my first experience of actually calling him and doing it myself, and man, so when the company came out to isolate the line, they came and shut the gas off. I was able to get my equipment out of the way, let them dig.
To fix it.
Golly, they started talking to me, okay, well, you didn't have a ticket, you hit our line, here's the possible fines. And they just started talking about all the stuff that I violated, all the laws that I violated. The whole book. And I'm sitting there looking at him, and he's sitting there looking at me and telling me I'm looking at maybe $85,000 to $125,000 fine. That's what I was looking at. And I'm just like, I don't make that kind of money. It's like crap, I'm starting to panic a little bit, but they were able to dig up the line, identified that there was no identifiable mark. It was a PVC line, so they wouldn't have been able to pick it up with their locator. There was no tracer wire, there was no tape, so nothing to identify that line was there. So by the grace of God, that was the only thing that saved me. But if there would have been tracer wire, there would have been something there to identify that line was there, that they could have found it, picked it up with their locator, I probably would have been in some big trouble.
Would have been 100 years to pay the $185,000.
Yeah, so that's why it's important. Call 811.
Yeah,
Call 811. It's
right
a
here.
free phone call. Yeah, it's a free phone call to identify anything in that area, and it's for your protection more than anything, to let you know that there's something there. If something has to happen, we have the right people. They identify all the facilities in the area. So at that point, everyone's aware. So if something were to happen, we can respond accordingly and quickly. So
that's a great story. That's a great story.
I pushed the mission on,
and you learn. You know what? People learn from their mistakes. I mean, we all do it as humans. From any kind of scenarios. It could be work-related, life, emotional, a breakup.
Yeah.
so
you
that's
asked
good
me,
learning.
Yeah, because when you ask me why I'm passionate, that's why I'm passionate. I've had this experience. I've been on the other side of it, and it's not good. It's not a good feeling. I mean, it's scary. And,
No, I bet it's scary. I mean, I've seen something like when the brake pops up pop at the house. I freak out. Yeah. Imagine if you see something exploding right in front of you.
Yeah, man. I thank God every day that I was able to make it through that. I'm sure there's plenty of people that's had similar stories, similar experiences, and it's not necessary. It's really not necessary to go through that.
Putting your life at risk just to do something because you think and you think the way it works, or because you have so much experience in excavation. I mean, it happens to the best of the best. So it's always good to follow the law, to follow protocols in these kinds of scenarios, like when you're working with underground facilities. I mean, that's the way it should be. And I'm glad you're here with us, telling the stories to teach us information like that. I mean, and so people can also relate to that and probably open their eyes and say, I probably should always contact 811 before anything. But
and to be clear, if you're the excavator, you should be calling 811.
Yes. Make that a priority. Don't let the other person do it for you. If you're doing the job and you're the person who had knowledge and you're gonna start doing the excavation, call 811. And if you see this, you know who to call. Yeah. Especially if you see the name of the company, like in this case, Southern Star. You know who to call. Nathan, thank you so much for being here with us today. I mean, it was a great conversation. I really appreciate the time.
Yeah, no, appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Thank you. Until next time. For everybody that watches and listens to our podcast, tune in to this one. It's going to come out soon. And again, dig smart, dig safe. Until next time.